All right, here we are, episode number 4, Glenda here, talking about her surgery journey. So, needless to say, I wasn't going to deal with that doctor anymore, okay? He wasn't even there. It was, of course, his whatever it is that's certified to do fills, who you don't ever see the doctor anymore, really. So, I called a friend of mine who had a bypass probably a couple of years ago. We worked together, and she no longer worked there, but we stayed in touch really around surgery stuff in our weight loss journeys. And she was thrilled. She'd lost over 100 pounds. And I said, who do you go to? So she told me who she went to, and I called the office, and they just so happened to have a seminar for potential revision patients, which is what I would have been if I was looking to have any more surgery done. So I went in there and listened to their dog and pony show, and didn't hear the top dog, heard one of the other guys. And so somebody's coming up here. I think he's going to go fishing. We have a big lake here. It's really beautiful. So, see the numero uno, numero two, dos, tres. I don't know where he is in the pecking order. And so I sat and started talking to him after the seminar about my case. I said, they say that they couldn't do the bypass because of the liver disease and all the adhesions. And he was like, well, the guy you went to hates the band. Why would he put the band on? And you must have really needed the band. So, I'd already dealt with all that coming on. But, the doubting of, did he really want to get away to his 2-week vacation? And since my case didn't start till 4 o'clock, he's like, do I really want to be in surgery until 10 o'clock tonight? I don't know. All those thoughts go through my mind. But it is what it is. So I go and talk to them. I schedule the appointment to come back for the follow-up. And he seems to think he could do a sleeve. And I said, I didn't really ask, me. It's strange that I didn't ask a lot of questions. But I did ask a lot, but I didn't ask this one. So I go back home. I go talk to the kids. And, they were the ones sitting out there in the waiting room during surgery number 1 where the doctor comes in and says, well, we can't do the bypass because of this, this, and this, and we're going to have to do this other thing. And the kids are like, ooh, Mama ain't going to be happy. And so kid number 2 says, well, why is it this guy thinks he can do that when the other guy didn't? I said, you know what? I'm going to see this new guy tomorrow, and I'll ask him that exact question because I don't know the answer to that. So I go in there and I'm like, my 16-year-old had a really good point yesterday. She says, why is it that you think you can do this and the other guy didn't? He says, well, if you do indeed have all these adhesions, which I believe you do, from all the surgeries you've described, had 3 C-sections, ventral hernia repair, and abdominoplasty. That was the year after I had the 3rd C-section. Had that 10-pound bag of skin hanging to my knees. Got that taken off. So I asked him, why is it you think you can do this? And he says, well, if I do the sleeve, that doesn't really get down into your intestines where all those adhesions are. It stays up high. So, the truth about it all is, Glenda, is that I'm going to get in there with the first scope and I'm going to look around. And if I think I can safely do a sleeve and safely remove your band, then I'm going to do it. But to be honest with you, to be totally honest, there is a chance that you could wake up with the same thing you went to sleep with. So he was at least honest. And so I was like, okay, if you think you can try it, surgeons, that's what they do. They cut. They love a challenge. So I'm like, honey, if you think you can do this, let's go for it, because I need to finish this journey. This 50 pounds, even when I was exercising and eating right and doing all that I needed to do, I couldn't get past 196 pounds. And I was good. I'm not lying to you. I was exercising. I was eating probably less than I should have, so maybe not taking in enough protein was impacting that, contributing to it. But you know what? I realized that my metabolism, if I ain't moving, I'm just getting fat. So that's just a problem. And here we come up on the end of whatever episode this is. And we're getting ready to move on to talk about our surgery coming up this Thursday. Did I mention it's Sunday? 3 days away. Be back.